All right, let's get into the top 25 spotlight. And to do that, we welcome in former Florida State cornerback Bryant McFadden and college football writer and analyst Tom Fornelli. As mentioned, 5 ranked-on-ranked games this week. Let's start there with 20 Texas in Stillwater to take on the Cowboys. The early line had the Longhorns 6.5-point road favorites. That's now down to, 6 points sitting there now. The total set at 60. Tom, is that a fair reflection of where these two teams are for you?
It is a little bit of a weird line considering the season that Oklahoma State has had compared to being at home now against a Texas team that's ranked below it in the polls, and to be nearly a touchdown underdog is strange. So I'm going to stay away from that. I think the value in this one is on the total. I'm going to take the under because Oklahoma State last week, we saw they jumped out to a big lead, blew it to TCU, lost a chance to make a statement win on the road. But there were rumors going into last week's game that quarterback Spencer Sanders was banged up. And based on what I saw in that game, there might be something to that. Maybe he's still a little bit less than 100%, which could be part of the reason for this point spread. But on the other side, I think Texas, I think Quinn Ewers is one of the most talented quarterbacks in the country. I think Bijan Robinson is one of the best running backs in the country. They have great receivers, but this will be Quinn Ewers' first true road start as a college quarterback in a very loud and in very intimidating environment. So I don't have too much trust in the Longhorns offense. And then finally, if you look at the weather report for this one, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but there are going to be 23-mile-per-hour winds blowing through T. Boone Pickens Stadium on Saturday. That is going to impact both the offenses when they try to throw the ball, and it's going to impact special teams when they try to kick field goals. I think this total is a little too high because of it, so I'm going to go under.
Well, Tom, thank you for that weather forecast. That's something I noticed as well, and because of that, I'm taking Oklahoma State. Number one, disrespect. They're getting disrespected with this line. Number two, playing at home. You talked about that atmosphere, especially for Quinn. That's his first official big-time road test. I think that home atmosphere will provide some woes offensively for Texas, and I think that could play a big hand into the success for Oklahoma State. Not to mention Spencer Sanders, yes, he might be a bit nicked up, but this has to be a win by any means necessary type of ball game for Oklahoma State. They can't afford to have any other Big 12 losses. We saw what happened last week in that overtime defeat by TCU. They have to win. This is a must win for them. So when you factor that into the equation, not to mention the win, if the win is disruptive in throwing the football, give me the team that's getting almost a touchdown as the underdog. Give me Oklahoma State. And you look at Oklahoma State, they're 4-2 ATS this season. And between these two teams, the last 5 meetings, the underdog is 5-0 in the last 5 matchups between these two teams. Give me the Cowboys.
Cowboys looking to make it, wins in 6 of the last 8 against UT.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.